The case under 2D, Section 2.21, election fraud conspiracy, and obstruction of access to grand jury complaint, joint plaintiffs Michael Zarzano and Paul Nally. At this point, it seems like Michael is having trouble getting in, but I guess that means that you're up and we're ready to get a summary of what good work you're doing there, Paul, with your complaint and especially your efforts with the grand jury. Would you like to take the ball and give us an introduction of the progress you're making there, Paul?
Thank you, and I will try to keep this brief. The federal grand jury petition still has not been delivered to the grand jury. The United States Attorney is holding it. I did send a letter of complaint to the United States Department of Justice, to the head of the U.S. DOJ, and I've heard nothing from them. Now, in the interim time, of course, Michael and his group there in Florida have managed to place the petition that we did on the website, and they have it done in such a way so that if anybody reads it and would like to mail their own petition, they can go right below the petition where it shows the petition on there. They can fill in their information, and it will fill out the proper places on that petition, and they can print it off and mail it. I understand that they're also using that petition as a template for other states. So folks from Arizona or Ohio or Michigan, Wisconsin, they can find their states a petition that is relative to their state and mail it in. Now, a little something has happened. Several years ago, a gentleman down south of Atlanta had a problem with his grandchild being literally kidnapped by the Department of Family and Children's Services. And this was 8 years ago, almost 9 years ago. And he got in touch with me through a mutual friend, and I tried to help him with his situation. And eventually I explained to him that a grand jury, if he could get to a grand jury in Georgia, a grand jury would be the way to go. So this past September, I typed up a petition to his county grand jury and sent it to him for him to modify and edit as he saw fit, and then try to get it submitted. Well, lo and behold, the clerk down there was kind enough to see that he got a list of the grand jurors. And one of them was a lawyer in Griffin, Georgia. So they took off, and he and a friend took off and went down personally and served the foreman with the petition to the grand jury. Another fortuitous incident was that his neighbor across the street was also a grand juror, sworn grand juror. So he goes over and pays him a visit. Well, he got a letter Wednesday, I believe it was, of this past week, and that letter was from the foreman of the grand jury informing him that because of the closeness of their term being over and the COVID mess, that his grand jury would not be reconvened to hear his petition. However, he had met with the district attorney in that county, who, by the way, was just recently elected back in February at a special election, and they had come to an agreement that his petition would be heard by the March term grand jury.
Yeah.
And I understand that, according to the letter, I think it was March 10th, which is Wednesday, I believe, when the grand jury will convene. So we are expecting within a week of their convening to get some word from that grand jury of a date and time certain when his case will be heard. And he has asked me to assist him in the presentation of that case, which I'm going to do, because I will also be able to lay the petition to the federal grand jury matter in the hands of that grand jury and let them do a criminal inquiry upon the person of the United States Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia for violation of federal and state civil rights. So that is where we stand right now, and I guess I will yield.
Thank you, Paul. That's a good summary. That sounds like we're making some good progress.
Now, I'm sorry. Now, Charles, see there, you let me forget again.
I'm sorry, Paul.
You know how old I am, and you know I'm forgetful. I will add this. It has occurred to me that the Supreme Court of Law does have the absolute constitutional and statutory authority to charge every sitting federal grand jury in this nation. It is a function of your First Amendment rights of remonstrance, petition, speech, and peaceful assembly. All of those bear upon the jurisdiction and the authority of the Supreme Court of Law's existence. So I am trying to put together a charge to the federal grand juries from the Supreme Court of Law, and now you'll have to excuse me because I don't know who your judges are, who's been elected as judges of the court, or how many there are, but I will need to get that information to add to this document. And I hope to have that thing done by the end of this week. And if I do, then I will probably be submitting it as an agenda item and publishing it to or I'll send it to you, and you can publish it wherever you believe it necessary for any of the judges to read and to sign off on, and then a copy can be sent to every federal grand jury in this nation and our insular possessions also, Guam and Puerto Rico and the others.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I can yield. I think I've covered all the bases.
That sounds good.